Now, when it comes to hip-hop's young and brightest stars, MOLLEY is definitely someone on top of that list. The youngster brings a fresh twist to music and mental health advocacy with his lyrics. He is undeniably talented, and it's placed him at the forefront of South African hip-hop and is revered not only by his peers, but by legendary rappers as well. Here's a snippet of his work.
I've been turning up from sun up to sundown, mix it all up. Really, I don't know now. Ooh, I've been chilling, drinking with some people I don't know. Couple bad women at my house that I don't know. Smoking and I'm drinking on some things that I don't know. How much money I got in my pockets, I don't know. Hi boy, I got all the hype. Couple nights I could live twice. Fuck the lights, I live it right. Made it out of my sight, so I can keep my money long. All these girls and
Yay, MOLLEY, welcome to the show. We absolutely love you. We're so happy that you could make it here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, sometimes you can watch a music video or you can listen to an artist and you can just tell when someone's going to be a star. You have that star quality.
Really?
How did you get into the music industry?
I've always been surrounded by music my whole life growing up. I had a family that could sing, my sisters, my
Pretoria?
dad. Yeah, Pretoria, my mom. And then I started playing guitar when I was around 9 years old.
Yeah.
And from then, that's when I kind of...
Did you go for lessons?
Both, but self-taught
Nice.
mainly. And that's like from that day, I kind of thought that I was going to be something big one day.
Yeah.
And then I strayed away from the guitar growing up. And then I met these other guys when I was around 17, and they started a rap crew at the time.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to start rapping, but I didn't feel like I could rap with my voice, but I know that I could sing.
Yeah.
So I gave singing a try. I recorded like one song in his bedroom, and then I dropped it, and it just got a very good response.
I like that you do combine the singing and the rapping, though, because you've got a
Yeah.
really, really beautiful tone to your voice. And
Thank
I
you.
feel that when you can sing, it makes you a better rapper, because you've got a better way of like molding the words almost with your mouth.
For sure.
But now, as I'm speaking to you, I've got to ask about the tattoo on your face.
This one?
Yes! Do I sound like your mom now? I'm going to panic and give you a smack.
Nah, she wasn't even... she didn't even panic.
Really?
Yeah.
So what does it say? It's slave and then the
With the dollar sign.
Was it sore?
It was so quick. Like, tattoos hurt when it's to do with the bone. Like, you know, like, yeah, this was the worst.
Okay.
I almost cried with this one.
But now, why
on
did
the
you do
bone
it
and
on
then-
your face?
So that people can see it. Like, it's the first thing you see when you look at me. So
Okay.
you're going to look at it, you're going to think about like what it means. You might ask me, and then, like, you know.
Yeah, what does it mean?
So it means, like, the dollar sign represents the money part, so, like, slave to money.
Yeah.
So it's just like it correlates with this wake-up one.
Oh boy, that one must have been sore as well.
Nah, neither of them were. It's just to do with the idea that everyone is, like, basically working, but no one's doing what they love. No one's doing what makes them happy, you know? Everyone's just working to get money so they can survive. Like, everyone's just following the same 9-to-5 system that's been created. Go to school, get a job, retire, have kids, same
slave
cycle.
to money
same
and then
cycle.
you die.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So,
Are you
like,
happy?
Yeah.
Because I think, like, in your music, you definitely are an advocate, I suppose, for mental health issues, depression, anxiety. And I feel nowadays so many young people, especially in the entertainment industry, are coming out saying, look, I've had struggles with depression. I mean, do you think more people are suffering from it now, or more people are vocal about it now?
No, I think more people are suffering from it.
Why?
It's out of fear, you know? This, what I believe personally, but there's two emotions, there's love and there's fear. And anything that derives out of, anything that's negative, whether it's anger, sadness, whatever, that derives out of fear, and love, opposite, blah, blah, blah. So I think the world is just in a much more fearful place. There's a lot happening in the world. There's always things being portrayed on the media, news. There's so much more to be scared of these days. So if you're feeling fear, all these other negative emotions are going to derive from that. So.
Because you do sing about it quite a bit, and it is a bit in your emotion. So what is your interpretation, I suppose, of depression and anxiety? How have you experienced it? And what is your coping mechanism, I suppose, to get out of it?
Yeah, I've definitely experienced it, especially growing up, when I was around 16. My coping mechanism, it's really a lot to explain. I would have to go into my whole, like, spirituality and what I believe in.
Yeah.
But it'd be a lot to do with, like, meditation.
Yeah.
Mindfulness is what we call it. It's
Yeah.
kind of like it's a meditation you can practice when you don't have to sit here and do this whole thing that people you can.
No,
like,
I meditate a lot.
yeah,
actually.
like mindfulness, like focusing on your breathing. So yeah, definitely.
What is your practice of meditating? Like, will you do it just randomly, like quickly, a minute, just like scan your body and check if you're okay,
fully.
or do you do the full-on?
Well, I do both. I do both. There are like throughout the day, I'll dedicate a moment, like 30 minutes, to doing proper meditation. But throughout the day, I just do it. I just try to be mindful, try to practice getting back to my breathing, because negativity and depression and all these things, they only come from thoughts. They come from negative thoughts. That's like a product of the human ego. So whenever a negative thought kind of pops up in my mind, I'll have this process of like questioning it, like where does it come from?
Yeah. And
then I'll ask, like, how does it make me feel? And obviously I'll say like either sad, fearful, and then you say, how does it feel without, like how would you feel without having that thought?
Exactly.
And you'd be happy. So you just think like, why have the thought if it's gonna make me feel sad? And it has no truth to it, you know?
Yeah.
So by that you can identify that it's only the thought that's the problem. It's not the actual situation I'm going through. So then you drop the thought and then.
I think it's very evident in your music that you're an old soul. You've got this old world wisdom in a young body, which is the most beautiful thing. But who taught you, or what was your process in discovering that journey of meditation and spirituality?
I don't know. It came from when I was a kid. I always had this obsession with like being a monk since I was like 6 years old.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've always just had like a bigger yearning for more out of life than just this life that we live. So it's just something I've had since a kid.
Well, I really hope that you find a beautiful, beautiful happiness in your life, because I think that you're going to have a beautiful life. I read that you overthink things and you're actually quite stressed because you're not, after 2 years in the industry, you're not where you want to be. And I wanted to say to you, there's no reason for you to be so hard on yourself. You are talented, you are cute as hell, and I think you're on an amazing trajectory up. I don't think you need to be too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Well done on all your accomplishments.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. I can't wait to watch you perform a little bit later.
Yeah.